What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you every single Friday night at 8 p.m. So make sure you invite your friends, because I do a comic book giveaway every single Friday night. And as you all well may know, if you've been here before, I typically go over my comic book pull list. Then we jump into some of the news and laugh and joke about some of the different things going on throughout the week, and we interact with you viewers at the same time. The more we have, the more fun it is, and sometimes things do kind of get out of hand and we go a little bit long here. I only try to do this for about an hour, but there has been times, if you go back and look at any of the past Trailer Park Lives, we go a little bit longer than that. Like I said, the more the merrier. The more of you there is, the more fun we have. And today I am going to start things off no different than I do every other week, and we're going to start off with my comic book pull list. And today I am going to start off actually with the issue that I will be giving away this week. Now, this suggestion comes to me from Comic Man Jake. I was on one of his streams the other week and asking about, because in case you can't tell, I'm mostly into Marvel. In case you can't tell by the posters, in case you can't tell by most of the things to talk about, or even the channel name. Although I do got to say the channel name kind of, Marvel isn't exclusive to comics, but it is part of the reason I chose the name. But Comic Man Jake did suggest this comic book, and it's the one I am giving away this week. It's a DC title, so it is Hawkman number 10. Okay, I just picked this issue up. I actually haven't ever read Hawkman before, but I'm gonna take Comic Man Jake's advice and hope that this is a good issue. I've heard from other people that it's a pretty good issue, and I'm looking forward to it. And get a look at that cover. That cover that they put on here, that's pretty legit. I don't know. If you ask me, it's pretty slick cover. This was the only one I've seen at my comic shop. I believe this is a variant edition. They did have the other one, and I think I put I posted it on my Twitter and Instagram, things like that. If you haven't followed me on Twitter and Instagram, you should go ahead and do that. Sometimes I do ask for advice on what comic books I should give away, or just other things in general. So, make sure you're subscribed and follow me on my social media links. The next issue we have here is the Winter Soldier issue number 4. Okay, now this is a limited series. It's only 5 issues, so this is the 4th issue of the Winter Soldier story here. And this book is actually written by Kyle Higgins, and Rod Reese does all of the art and all of the colors and everything in this book. It's a really good book. It's lettered by VC's Clayton Cowles. And here's some of the artwork you can check out. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but I thought it was pretty cool. So it's been a pretty good story so far. Like I said, I'm not sure if you heard me talk about it before. Bucky Barnes basically is now, how would you say, he's a very over-involved and very proactive, how would you say, therapist for people who are trying to make good to the world, repenting for their past sins. And believe me, there's been quite a bit of them, especially after all the events of Secret Empire. And that's another story for another time. And I do plan on doing a review of Secret Empire, as it seems to be quite a controversial issue amongst a lot of people. But that's neither here nor there right now. The next issue I have here is Spider-Gwen, issue number 6. I'm sorry, the light probably kind of glares off of that. Issue number 6. This series has actually been pretty good. I was actually thinking about canceling this series, but I want to get through this book before I decide that. The first 3 issues that they did here were in part of the Spider-Geddon event that happened last year, and I'm not sure if you caught my review on the Spider-Geddon event, but you can find that in a playlist here on my channel. But I almost stopped doing this one because the last 2 issues after the Spider-Geddon event, they were really good issues. Those 3 issues were great, and it made me want to keep reading series. But the last 2 issues have moved along kind of slowly. Issue number 4 was like the aftermath of Spider-Geddon, so it was kind of slow moving, as Spider-Gwen went around to inform some of the loved ones of the events of Spider-Geddon. I don't really want to give that away in case you want to read Spider-Geddon, because that's part of my reason for doing this channel and doing some of the comic book reviews I do, is to, I don't want to give everything away, but I would like you all to get out and, maybe check out some story arcs. And, you can get out to your local comic shop, preferably to support them, or you can even get on Marvel Unlimited or even Marvel.com, and you can order digital comics there. Sometimes they have pretty good deals on there, so they are worth checking out. But this Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, this does have a different artist in it this time. This is actually written by, oh man, I feel so bad. I forgot who this was written by. It's written by Shonen, or is that Shonen or Sheenan McGuire, Takeshi Miyazawa, and artist, the color artist is Ian Herring, and the letter is VC's Clayton Cowles, and the art in this book looks a little bit different from the previous issues. Just a little bit. I do like the art in this one, so I'm hoping that this series continues to be very good. The next issue I have is Punisher. What is that? Number 9? Is that number 9? Punisher number 9. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have been following the Punisher, but this series has been really great. It's written by Matt Rosenberg. The artist here, as you can see, is Simon Kurdansky, and the colorist is Antonio Fabello. The letter is VC's Coy Petit. The art in this book has been amazing. It's gritty, as you can see, and it's been a pretty wild ride through the series. I am a few issues behind on this series, so I do have some catching up to do, and I will be doing a review on that pretty soon. But I am a few issues behind, but I can tell you this series started off really good. I mean, it's Punisher, right? But you got to think that after the events of Secret Empire, which, like I said before, Secret Empire, for a lot of reasons, was actually really a blessing to Marvel Comics, and probably a blessing to the Punisher, as these issues have been really good, as Frank Castle goes to repent for his past sins that when he was working with Hydra. But as I said, I will be talking more about Secret Empire in a future video, in a future review. Now, the last issue, this was kind of a slow week. And I'm thankful for that, because sometimes, there's times when Marvel, man, they really nail you with a lot of issues, especially when you're following, as I've mentioned before, when you're following some of the series that I do, where they're releasing like bi-monthly mags. I mean, I get 2 Spider-Mans, 2 X-Men, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Mans. It just gets to be a lot. I'm glad that, the first 10 weeks of that Uncanny X-Men was pretty rough, because there was an issue every week, same as they're doing with Avengers No Road Home right now. And Amazing Spider-Man here, issue number 17, The Hunted. Okay, this series has been great. Okay, I know I'm not sure if you guys saw my review of Back to Basics, the Spider-Man Back to Basics. It was the first 5 issues of this Amazing Spider-Man series that re-kicked off last year after the events of Secret Empire. I'm telling you, a lot of people slam Secret Empire, but in a way, it was really kind of a blessing to Marvel Comics. It reset a lot of things in the universe, but Nick Spencer has done an amazing job bringing Peter Parker back into his classic form. He's no longer the Tony Stark prodigy with plenty of resources to spare. He's got a lot of problems, and you can see through the past few issues, he is getting his ass handed to him, just left and right. And this issue is no different. It's got some great art in it. It's written by Nick Spencer. The pencils were done by the pencils were done by Humberto Ramos. The artist was the penciler. Victor Olazaba is the inker, and Edgar Delgado is the colorist. Now, VC's Joe Caramunga also does the letters in this book. And I got to tell you, like I said, these issues have been amazing. No pun intended. It's Spider-Man. So, there's, like I said, Nick Spencer has brought Spider-Man back into his classic form. It's really great. He's got a lot of stumbles through life. I mean, he's back grounded. He's back into reality. He's back in a relationship with Mary Jane. There's been a lot of unfortunate situations with Aunt May, as we've seen through this series, and even the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We've got a new mayor. It's Mayor Fisk. So, like I said, that's just a little bit of things that are going on in this topsy-turvy world. So, like I said, you guys should definitely check out the Amazing Spider-Man. The Hunted has just kicked off with this part 1 of these series, and I believe they're going to be issuing quite a bit of these too, because they got The Hunted, and then they've got the other ones. I believe the next one is going to be issue number 18, and then after that is issue number 18.HU, which kind of focuses on some of the people, I believe that are either being hunted or the hunters. I know the last one focused a little more on Black Cat, which was issue number 16 HU, focused more on Black Cat and exactly how she got involved in this story. Needless to say, it's been very good. I've really liked the art that has been in these books. Like I said in my review, Ryan Otley was doing a lot of the art for these, and I really do like his art. It was quite a change going to Humberto Ramos and his art, and they're just different, totally different styles. They're both very good. I honestly can't complain about either of these artists here, but like I said, they are very different styles. And this week, actually, on Marvel.com, we did get a tease of this issue number 24 that is getting ready to come out, and Ryan Otley is back on the pencils, it looks like. So it should be interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of his art again. Like I said, I'm really mixed here when it comes to this magazine, because they've used Humberto Ramos, they've used Ryan Otley, and man, there's just been some great art in this book. The story has been good. You guys know I love Spider-Man in the first place, and there's really nothing I can complain about this series. It's been excellent. If you're not reading, if you're not reading Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, you should be. Now, here's a preview of some of the other issues coming out next week in Marvel Comics. We've got some Avengers, we got some Spider-Man. Obviously, there's always Star Wars issues as well. But there's plenty of these here. You can look and browse through those. And most of these will be available next week. So, it looks like it doesn't look like there's a whole lot that I'm going to be picking up next week on my pull list, but we'll see if there's anything else that I get. I honestly doubt it though, because things have been a little bit tight lately, because my kitty cat is missing, and I just got in a car collision the other day. Some lady hit my car. My business car is all jacked up. So hopefully things will get better. But getting back to last week's show, I did do a giveaway. I asked you guys to answer a question: what was on your pull list, and what is your current favorite series? And I believe there was a couple of people who answered here, and today's winner, or this week's winner, for the There we go. Is that better? Ha, man. I'm sorry about that. Um, once again, a uh, a mess up on a live show. I guess that's the thing you gotta love about live shows, right? Um, and if you're watching, I apologize. You can always let me know in the comments if something's going on like that. Um, man, sorry about that. But yeah, as I was saying, um, or as I was mouthing, you were supposed to be making up your own words. Hopefully, you're all sitting around with your friends playing a drinking game. Hey, and maybe tonight's drinking game is let's see how many minutes Trinity goes without his mic turned on again. Okay, and you guys were probably sitting there chugging back some beers, having a fun drinking game. Thank you for that. You know, you're welcome. As I was saying though, I will be doing the. As soon I want to cover some things, and then I'll be telling you who won the issue for the giveaway for the X Force issue number 1 that I started last week. Now and then I'll let you know about this week's giveaway, how to get entered into the giveaway for Hawkman issue number 10. I'm gonna be giving this away, so pay attention for that. Give me just a minute, all right? As I was saying, or as I was mouthing, you were supposed to be reading my lips. I was saying that the Amazing Spider-Man, these issues have been great. Nick Spencer's done a good job bringing this character back to his classic form, and the art in these books has been amazing. But this particular issue was really good. I got a chance to read it before the show here on Friday, and man, it's good. You know, as you can see, Craven is there, and he's put together quite a man. I don't know how you would say quite a game. He's got something big going on, and it's pretty interesting. I can't wait to get through this little series. They're doing a series called The Hunted, in which I believe I was telling you all about that last week as well. But it's been really good. It's been really good. I did say I was behind on the Punisher. Now, like I said, I did get caught up on the Spider Gwen series here. It's like I said, the last couple of issues were really slow, but ooh, yes, that was the one. Winter Soldier. This book has been pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but I don't know, it's done something to make me want to stick around for all 5 issues. That's one thing, and you know it's another interesting thing too. Like I was saying, Rod Reese he's doing the art on all of these books, and it's probably not for everybody, the art, but I mean I kind of like it. And on my comic book pull list, I'll have it edited in where you can see some of the art better in there and things like that. You got the light shining off of there, but yeah, it's been a pretty good series so far, and it's only 5 issues. It's only 5 issues, so it's not like there's a whole bunch of them, and that's a good thing, you know. I mean, I don't mind I don't mind little 5 issue arc or something. I actually really wish they would do a 5 issue arc of like the Spider's Man. He was in the Spider Geddon series. Spider's Man was great, and he was what Spider's Man was. Spider's Man was a he was it was Peter Parker, but basically Spider's Man was made of all spiders. He was just a bunch of spiders, and he almost looked like a symbiote or something, like when he get punched and everything. But like yeah, he was just like a bunch of spiders. And how that happened was, uh, Peter and I believe it was Mary Jane. They were going to college. I don't think it was at Empire University. I can't. I'm not for sure. I can't remember where it was. I have to go back and read that, and I'll get back to you on that. Or you could check out my review. I may have mentioned it in there. If not, I'm gonna have to go back and redo that review. Anyway, he fell off. They had this like experiment going on with these spiders, and he fell into this vat, and they killed him. Like Peter Parker died, but all these spiders that like basically ate him took on the personality of. They became Peter Parker, but they became Spider's Man, and so Peter Parker was no longer around, and Mary Jane was like still in love with him, always trying to talk to him when he was out doing his thing, and when she would come across him, it was really weird. It was really weird. But like, I've pictured the story being like a really cool like sci-fi like maybe I don't know like sci-fi like maybe kind of thriller. It would just be such a cool thing for them to do if they did that. Because Spider's Man, it was definitely interesting, and like I said, we got a lot of news to cover today. We got a lot of news to cover. Now, the winner. Oh man, what did I do with the comment? Um, Now to get entered into the giveaway for Hawkman issue number 10. To get entered into the giveaway for this, you got to answer. The question is, what is the name of the ship that Brie Larson's character Carol Danvers is flying in the Captain Marvel movie when she is with Dr. Wendy Lawson and they get in the dogfight and they crash? What is the name of the ship that she's flying? Leave that down in the comments section to get entered into the chance to win Hawkman issue number 10. The name of the aircraft that Carol Danvers is flying with Dr. Wendy Lawson when they get shot down and crash. It is briefly mentioned in the movie, like only once, and I caught it and I was like, all right. And the winner for X-Force issue number 1 from last week's giveaway, the winner for this is Matt Stockholm. I don't know why I forgot that. I know Matt Stockholm. It's the Quantum Corner. Matt, get a hold of me in my About section on my channel here for get me your details so I can get this shipped off to you. And I'll get that shipped off to you as soon as possible. And, like I said, for the Hawkman issue number 10, down in the comments section, what is the name of the aircraft that Carol Danvers is flying when they crash in the Captain Marvel movie when she's with Dr. Wendy Lawson? Okay, so there's a lot of things to cover on the today. I mean, we have had quite a week. We've got a lot of stuff to laugh about. Obviously, we got the Avengers Endgame new trailer. We're going to talk about that. There is a whole bunch of other things that we got to talk about before we get there. So if there's anything that you want to talk about with the Avengers Endgame trailer, feel free to leave that down in the comments section. I probably don't want to cover too much. I've still got to do my breakdown video, but you know what? Honestly, you can go ahead and ask what you'd like down there, because some of the stuff I'm going to show you, you might not have noticed. You might not have, because some of the other videos I've seen haven't really noticed some of the things that I'm going to point out to you in my video. Yes, I'm that nerdy. Trust me. I've dug through these movies so many times. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many times I've dug through these movies looking for stuff. And there are things like the voiceover for Peggy Carter in the new trailer. I was talking to my friend about that. Just like, man, I'm maybe a month ago. He came over and we were hanging out, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm just studying these movies and looking over stuff." And I was like, "There's something to this scene." I'm like, "What's she saying right here?" I was like, "Nobody's talking about this, but I guarantee you it's going to be a thing." And he was talking about, he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, supposedly, the time travel theories, and my theory is that it's going to be like parallel realities, an alternate universe, multiverse, anything like that. It's going to be something like that." And I was talking to him about that, and now all of a sudden, I never did a video on it. I never mentioned it in a video, so I'm like, "Oh man, I can't." There's no proof now. Now it's just now it's just like I'm being that guy. Anyway, so yes, coming out of the weekend, man, Captain Marvel. We're gonna cover Captain Marvel really quick. I want to go over this because there is a. It seems like there's just, why is there so much controversy over this? You know what I mean? The I guess I get why people are upset, because some comments that Brie Larson made in this theater, but like, it's like throughout the week it's just gotten more ridiculous. Like all of these channels, all of these people, okay, all of these people have been going nuts, whether it's trying to praise this movie for their, like it's like for their agenda or whatever, or then I've seen, and then there's just all the people riding a wave of hate for this movie, and it's just ridiculous, like you're just you're you're getting clicks out of hatred, just because you hate something. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense. But I do get the controversy, So I mean, it's something that people want to talk about. Obviously, people are offended by everything these days. Everything's so knee jerk reactionary, and people just roll with it. And I mean, everyone's free to do their thing, and that's fine. I'm not saying that everybody has feelings about the way they feel about things when it comes to stuff like that. But it's just like I don't know. At some point I just unsubscribed to some channels for now until we get back to I don't know. And who knows if we'll ever get there. Back to a more thinking. Actually, just like not so. I don't know, man. Like if this movie is good or bad and you've already boycotted it, what do you care? I've seen the people that claim to not like this movie. Not no a whole lot of channels. Just a few of these channels that I've seen. Like if you hate the Captain Marvel movie so much, why are you tracking every dollar it makes? Why are you just just like riding the wave? You're still riding the Captain Marvel wave. Why don't you just go see the movie? it just cracks me up. Um, I mean, at least have a reason to hate the movie besides some supposed comments that some actress made. It's just like I don't know. For me, I always separate the art from the person because you know you can see all kinds of people in Hollywood. It doesn't matter what side of the spectrum on left, right. It doesn't matter. I don't care what they say in their personal lives. If they say something on TV or while they're on stage getting some award that of show that I don't even watch the award shows. So if they're on there saying that and hearing news everywhere, like I only hear it secondhand and it's nothing. I don't really care. I mean, that's kind of the way it's always been. People have used their platform to speak out about things. So I mean, it's no different with this, but it's like I don't know. I mean, just getting attention for whatever reason. I mean, believe me, I could easily sit here and make some angry videos and be controversial because believe me, I've got a whole lot of things that I don't cover on this channel that I could say. I mean, but why? I'm not here for that. I don't want you to be here for that. If you have those feelings, you have that, cool. I'm cool with that. If you don't want to like the movie, you don't want to see the movie, you want to boycott and all that, good. That's good. More power to you. I went and seen it. I went and seen it 3 times, as a matter of fact. But and I don't care if you don't like it. It's no big deal to me. It has nothing to do with me. I just find it ridiculous that all these people are tracking it. And there's like I said, there's people out there who love the movie too, that are detractors at the same time. Just because they're not out there riding a wave of hatred for this movie doesn't mean that there's not people out there who aren't detracting people in other ways too. Because there's people out there trying to use this movie for just like false messages as well. I mean, there's just as many people angry about this on both sides. That's what I say. It's just ridiculous, and that's probably not what you're gonna find here. You'll find me laughing about that, and that's what we're gonna do on this channel. Is we'll laugh about those things anytime, because if there's one thing I like doing, it's laughing. So, if you have any thoughts about that, let's laugh about them. Leave a comment down in the comment section. But now, obviously, I've got there's things in the Captain Marvel movie I noticed people aren't talking about. There was like I discussed this a little bit the other day in one of my live videos I did, but in Captain Marvel, there's a scene at the very beginning when she's in the crash. You see, she's disoriented. She's looking at her hands, and she has blue blood on her hands and on her face and all that stuff. And then later in the movie, when they reveal her memories, when she starts remembering it, we see that after the crash, she gets out and she's got red blood, and the doctor has blue blood. Okay, now, and I'm not saying this is an inconsistency. I'm saying there's something here. I don't think they did that on accident. where at the beginning she has blue blood and then later she has she has red blood. I don't think it's an accident. And it was obviously before the explosion. You know, it wasn't like she shot the thing, it exploded, and then she got back up and noticed the blue blood on her hands, stuff like that. It wasn't like that because um, obviously, you know, she was knocked out, and that's, you know, the Kree took her and back to Hala. So there's that, and then there's also the machine in the fight scene at the end on the Kree ship. There is that machine that I'm not sure who gets knocked into it, but it turns on and it starts spinning and it starts glowing blue. And I'm wondering what that machine is. I'm not really for sure. Is it maybe a way to harness the Tesseract? Because I thought there was a top shot of it that kind of looked like the thing that they were using to hold the Tesseract in the first Avengers movie. Remember how it was all round and it looked it looked I mean, I guess not too unsimilar from the very first arc reactor that Tony Stark made. You know, it was all round and had, you know, it's like, yeah. I mean, it looked kind of like that. So that's just a couple of things from the movie. There are some other things. Like I said, one of the things I noticed was the name of the ship that they were flying when Carol Danvers was in there, and that's how you get entered into the giveaway for the comic. Now, anyway, moving on. Another news before we get to Avengers Endgame, if you all want to discuss that, there was also James Gunn apparently just got rehired back to Disney, and now apparently I was hearing somewhere where somebody was saying that they're saying now that he wasn't ever fired, okay, and that they just kind of, I don't know, did whatever they did and kind of brushed it under the rug, and they just wanted to let the fire die down and then, you know, re-announce him as the director. And you know, I don't believe that. I just do not believe that that's what they did, and I'll tell you why. Okay, part of the reason I don't believe that is because this, you know, Marvel Studios is now owned by Disney, obviously, right? And this isn't the first time that Disney has had a knee jerk reaction to something. And see what and this is what to go along with the Captain Marvel thing is people, you know, just like the knee jerk reactions. It just makes no sense to me, you know, and it's affecting companies and it's affecting a lot of other things. And the one thing is, and Disney has done that. You know, they I think they had a knee jerk reaction when they fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I mean, like that, it was an absolute travesty. I mean, I kind of want to see, you know, and I've talked about this before. I want to see that movie. I want to see the movie that Phil Lord and Chris Miller were making with Solo. Um, what else? The who there was another controversy. What else was they obviously had a huge controversy with oh, what's his name? Lasseter, John Lasseter, the producer over at Pixar, and that, you know, that was really kind of I get what, you know, I get what they did there. I wouldn't say that was a knee jerk reaction. They did what they had to do. The dude's being, but however, the thing is, at the same time, they they well, I'm not sure if they actually fired him or they just kind of put him like on a leave or just I don't know, because like he's still getting producer credits, but apparently he was like being inappropriate and things, and so he was under fire for a lot of that stuff, and I don't know, but I wouldn't say that was a knee jerk reaction out of the company, but I mean, when it comes to those kinds of things, like I don't know, like I'm not saying what he did was right, and I don't know exactly what he did, but like maybe they need to look into it instead of just you know, just be like put him on suspension, be like, okay, what's going on here, what are we doing in situations like that. Now if it was situations like all the stuff like Harvey Weinstein and all that stuff, yeah, I mean, no, like sever ties quick. But I don't know, apparently I don't know, just from what I read, I thought they said the guy was, you know, giving people hugs for a long time and it seemed inappropriate, and I don't know, I'm not sure if he was groping people or just making them feel uncomfortable. And I don't know, sometimes, I mean, hasn't anybody ever worked with somebody like that, that, you know, he always comes up and gives you hugs and you're like, what are you giving me hugs for? Like, what the hell? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, so James Gunn is hired back, and you know, I don't know. It just seems like
I don't believe that he was hired on. I think he was rehired back. I don't think that he was never let go. It just seems like a bunch of caca. I just why would that be? Why would that be that they would do that and have him fire him and then and then say come back and say oh no he was never fired. It just I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. And they were talking about this on the John Campea show today. God, he did a live stream later after this news had broke, and but and then also I think he was saying about the movie studio heads or whatever, like hey like kudos to them because at least they're kind of admitting that they were wrong, like by just having a knee jerk reaction. Like I said, it's so common in society these days with the people their knee jerk reactions. Like you got to go to, when you hear these things, all these controversial things that these people supposedly say, you got to go to the source. You got to go and John Campea talks about this all the time too. But I've always kind of believed it too. You know. Because as you can see, I'm nerdy about a lot of stuff, and I've got some music reviews coming up that I'm going to do for you all. And if there's any bands or anything you want me to cover, because there might be some bands I don't listen to of music that you do, let me know that in the comments. I'll check them out and I can do a review on those. Now the thing is, I can't put music into the reviews because copyrights and all that stuff. I found a couple of tracks from one of the reviews I want to do though that apparently can be used. I guess I'm gonna find out. Hopefully, I don't find out the hard way and get like a strike and get in trouble. But these couple of songs, they weren't it looked like they were okay to play in the United States, just not other countries. There's 241 countries blocked out of 200, where like the other ones were USA blocked out over they're like 245. So I was just kind of noticing the difference on those and some of the songs I was looking at. So yeah, I do have some reviews coming up for those, and God, what else was there? Yeah, and amongst that, once again throughout the week, earlier in the week, and I made mention of this the other day on Thursday. It was on Thursday morning. Throughout the week, early in the week, man, we started getting a bunch of those same videos, man, those same clickbait videos with people just, like they already presented their best theories of, off of Captain Marvel and everything, and so they're like they ran out of stuff to talk about, so then they start clawing at stuff by reaching for Avengers Endgame trailer release dates, and they tell you, oh, the release date is here. It's been released and confirmed and all this stuff, and then you go there and they don't give you any date. They don't tell you anything. Like oh, it's probably gonna be between April 20th or April 18th or March 18th to to the 5th of March to the 2nd of March to the 3rd to the 10th to April 26th. Like come on, man, can't you find something else to talk about? Hell, just go back and watch Iron Man and pull a junky Easter egg. That doesn't mean anything. Just make a video about that at least. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And at the same time, I watch I watch some of the channels that do that too, and it's all good. Like I said, I still follow. I'm just like, come on though, man. Like, you guys are better than this. I know you are. I know you are. I guess for me as a viewer of their channels, that's how I feel. Is like I know you're better than this. I know you are. Come on, man. Come on. I know you can do better than this. And that, like I said, I haven't unsubscribed from most of these channels because they're not like knee jerk reactionary people. They're just dudes who are making videos, man, just kind of like me. Like I said, I just wish sometimes they would, just calm down with some of that stuff. Most of these channels are huge. Like I get you got to keep your watch time and all that stuff up, but like a little more quality to the content. And also another thing, that I feel, and I'm not sure how many of you guys know this about me, but I like watching videos that have people in them. Like I can see your face. I feel more connected. I feel more engaged. Warstu lately, he's been doing some live chats and everything, and his live chats have been going pretty good. They go kind of good. Like for a while they're going good, and then it kind of slows down sometimes. But he also gets a bunch of trolls in there. I'm not sure why Warstu attracts a bunch of trolls. People go in there giving him a hard time. Like he's a cool channel. He's got a lot of great content. You should check out his channel. Definitely check out his channel. He's one of the first channels I started watching here on YouTube. My friend would be sending me links and all this stuff with like theory videos, and I'm like, hey, you're like what? And then I got into a whole bunch of other ones and started watching them, like Kinda Culty. Kinda Culty is a great channel as well, and he was Colty. He was I don't know. I guess he was having some health problems there for a little while, but he just dropped into a video like I think earlier this week, and I was like really happy. It was like a 20-minute long video. I like longer videos, but it was a really good video full of good information, and I just like the way he does his videos, and that's what's cool about him. And the thing is he was one of those dudes. He don't show his face on camera, but I like the way he does his videos. They're very good, and when I watch his videos, I don't hear him saying just like a bunch of ridiculous stuff, like ridiculous things and theories, like completely ridiculous, based off of these toy leaks. So, that's another good channel. And another channel you definitely have to check out is Den of Nerds. Den of Nerds is a super legit channel. Lately, they have been having, and Josh, he's always does the Nerdy News Rundown every day. But lately, they have been having some killer live chats, like really good ones. And if you get a chance, I mean, they're kind of, I think a lot of times he does them like where I'm at, because they're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. They do them, I think, at like 3 o'clock their time, which is like noon my time. So sometimes it's hard for me to get on them, but if you ever get a chance to watch to get on one of their streams and watch them, their live chats are really good. Um, I can't remember what other news it was this week. Um, God, I want to say there was something else. The Jumanji 2. I'm not sure if you guys seen that, or not Jumanji 2, but another Jumanji. I guess it would be like I don't know, what would that be, a reboot sequel, Jumanji. I don't know. They've been showing some videos and pictures and everything on Instagram. All the stars from there. Been following Karen Gillan. She plays Nebula in the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, she's absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? Go check her out on Instagram. Gorgeous, gorgeous young lady, and she's a great actress. And she just seems, I don't know, she seems like a really pleasant person. Seems like a really pleasant person. You see her on Instagram having a good time. She's been directing movies, and I think I've seen that she's actually working on directing another movie right now. I could be wrong there, but I know she just recently directed one. Now, but also before I go on, as well. Before I go on to talking about Avengers Endgame, if you all have anything you want to say about Avengers Endgame, make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section. I wanted to show you guys just a few of the things I was digging out the other day. I was going through the garage, because I don't know, we've been in our house for a number of years now, and there's still things outside in the garage that we haven't gone through. And I was going through some of them, and I wanted to show you guys some of the things I got here. Now, this first one, it's a little ridiculous, I know. It's a little ridiculous, but now you all know that I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and this I just dug this out of the out of the attic the other day. These Spider-Man Pop Tarts, I got them. Man, these were look. Oh well, see look, you can see right there. Only in theaters, May 3rd, 2002. Right, and you can see the expiration date on there. I think it says March 4th, 2003 is the expiration on these things, but they're all in here still. They're all still in there, man. And I was joking with my wife. I'm like, and look at them. Look at those Pop Tarts. Look at those Pop Tarts. I was joking with my wife. I was like, maybe I should open them up and eat them. And she's like, ew. And I was like, ew. They're probably still good though. There's so much preservatives and stuff in these things. But yes, I found these up in the attic, and I just got a couple nerdy things I want to show you here. I found these things up in the attic, and this it says right here. This is for the first Spider-Man movie. First Spider-Man in theaters only. In theaters, May 3rd, 2002. Now, in case you don't know, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I always have been. Ever since I was a little kid, been a huge Spider-Man fan. But now, something I probably haven't told you all is the reason, like Spider-Man 1 especially, and we all love Spider-Man 2, don't we? Isn't that amongst one of the best comic book movies there is? I mean, come on, I was like, Sam Raimi man, pulled off so perfectly in that movie. There's just so many good things about that movie. But Spider-Man, in case you guys don't know, my the day that Spider-Man premiered at the movie theater, my father was killed in a motorcycle accident. And quite normally, he would have actually been at the theater with me watching this movie. And I'm not for sure why he was this particular day. Now, what happened was I was visiting back home and got got stuck in there, got stuck back home, had some legal troubles and everything, had to get squared away before I left. And he was in a motorcycle accident on the day that Spider-Man premiered at the movie theater, and uh, I did get to say goodbye to him. You know, the last time I seen him, I did get to say goodbye to him. And as he was leaving the house on his motorcycle to go out and ride, he was a motorcycle rider. He loved riding motorcycles, and he died doing what he loves doing, and that is riding motorcycles. And it was on the day that Spider-Man premiered at the movie theater. So this movie, like I said, quite normally he would have been with me. And what's crazy is as I was going into town, because we lived 13 miles out in the country, as I was going into town. That day, that evening, to go watch Spider-Man. I was going into town. I was gonna go hang out with my friends, and then go watch Spider-Man at the movie theater. But as I was driving to town, he was driving home, and I seen him, like I seen him on his way home, and I waved goodbye to him, and I said goodbye to him at the house, but I waved hi to him as he was heading to the house, and coincidentally, it was about maybe a half a mile up the road from where he would later get in a collision and die. Um, but it wasn't at that time that he died. It wasn't like a minute or so later. It was actually like later that afternoon. He had come back into town because I think he was heading back home from seeing my mom from lunch, and he was heading back home. And then he came back into town. And then he was going. I think he was going back home again on his motorcycle. Like I said, he loved to ride, and he was struck. He was struck by somebody on his when he was riding his motorcycle, and he died that day. And that's just part of the reason, like I said, why this Spider-Man is even more near and dear to my heart as he always has been in the first place. So he does have some. I don't know how would you say, like, emotional attachment there, I guess. But yeah, so I dug these out, and because I found these, I was like, oh man, and look, the box still looks in good condition, man. I took care of these dang Pop Tarts, man, because I wanted to eat them. But yeah, like I said, my father was killed the day that Spider Man premiered at the movie theater, and so like I said, I mean, it's so crazy because he would have normally been at that movie theater with me. It's dumbfounding to me why he wasn't. I just don't get it. So anyway, another thing that I dug out of the attic was this Spider-Man box set. All right, um, this is from the first Spider-Man movie as well, and as you can see, it's a pretty big box set. I don't know if I really have anything that I can put up to it to show you its size. I mean, I'm not gonna do what most dudes do when they put something up next to something to show you compare its size. But yeah, so I got this box set when the movie came out at the movie theater, and I remember here we're gonna unbox it. We're gonna do an unboxing here. Um, and it came with a whole bunch of stuff. Here, I'll show you the insert that was in it when I got it. The little ad for it on the back was right here. Comes with all these things. 2 disc DVD set. It also came with another an extra DVD of Stan Lee's Mutants, Monsters, and Marvels, and I got to see if I can find this DVD again. But it had Kevin Smith. He was interviewing Stan Lee. It was a nice long interview too, man. And with the death of Stan Lee and everything, I really wish I could find that DVD somewhere. Maybe it's with my 25th year anniversary Saturday Night Live DVD. But then also it came with like this reprint of the Amazing Fantasy first premiere of Spider-Man there, and it came with this film cell and then this little drawing. And I've got all these things still here. I can show you. It's got this nice picture. This nice picture with this. I'm not sure if you can how well you can really see that. It's probably maybe that'll work. Does that work? I don't know. But it's got this film cell on there, and that was pretty cool. And let's see what else was there. There was yeah, like I said, it came with this Came with this artwork, this piece of artwork as well. Wonder if maybe I should just get a frame for that. But it came with this piece of artwork, and no, that's not. It's not written on. It's just like a little note in there with it. I think. Yeah, it's just like a little note in there with it. But it says here on the note. Here, I'll read you what it says on the note, and you can see it's just basically a recreation of that infamous Spider-Man cover. But I'll read you what it says here on the note. It says the Romitas are one of the most impressive family dynasties in the world of comic book art. John Romita Sr. has drawn every major Marvel character, including Spider Man. As artist, plot consultant, and senior art director, Romita became an institution at Marvel Comics. Today, John Romita Jr. continues the tradition at Marvel with his work on Spider Man, the Hulk, and more. And then it's signed by the Romitas on there as well. You can see that on there as well. It's signed by him. So it's just something cool, that I found in there. And also, it also has, here, I'll just show you this thing. It's got like the reprint, and I'm pretty sure I opened this. Yeah, it's got the reprint of this amazing fantasy featuring Spider-Man issue. It's got a reprint of that in there. It's pretty cool. Just some cool stuff, man. Like a box set. And you know what kind of made me want to dig this out was, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen, there's a channel called Geek Pants. If you ever go to their channel and you check out any of the videos, please leave a comment in one of their videos and tell them that I sent you there to watch their video. But it's Geek Pants. I seen they had the same box set up in their background. And I was like, hey, I've got that same box set. So I went and dug this thing out. And then it's right here. It also came with this big old insert right here too. It says Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Created by editor and writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko, Spider-Man first appeared in the 15th and final issue of Amazing Fantasy. Cover dated August 1962. A surprise hit with comic book readers, the character was granted his own title, The Amazing Spider-Man, 7 months later. Since then, Spider-Man has appeared in numerous comic book and magazine titles, a syndicated comic strip, animated cartoons, and a live-action TV series. And now, 40 years after his creation, the character has finally made the leap onto the big screen in Spider-Man. Directed by Sam Raimi, A Simple Plan and the Gift, from a script by David Cope, Panic Room, and produced by Laura Ziskin, Pretty Woman, and Ian Bryce, Saving Private Ryan, and executive producers Avi Arad, X-Men, and the guy who infamously owned, what was it, that toy company? Was it Mattel? Or that made all, it basically makes all the toys. It's not Mattel. I can't remember. If you can remember, leave that down in the names. Godzilla 2004, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh yeah, definitely hype for Endgame. We haven't got into Avengers Endgame yet, but if there's something you want to talk about, if you have a theory or something, just anything you want me to cover, leave that down in the comments. I've still got a video that I'm going to be doing on that. I haven't done a breakdown of that because, as you know, in case you do or don't know, I do a lot of theories, of my own theories. I present my own theories when I do these things. I try to pick out things that you don't see on the other channels. I really dig deep into some of these things. I'm not sure if you've seen some of my other videos. I did one about the Avengers compound in the first Endgame trailer we got, and that place is a mess. Whole bunch of things in there that are pretty messed up looking, and there's actually some of them that returned in this new trailer. Anyway, I was showing this box set here. That's back to where I was. But yeah, we haven't got into Avengers Endgame yet. But yes, please, if you have anything you want to talk about, please leave that down in the comment section because we are about to get there. But yes, the Spider-Man box set, it was something cool that I found down in, or out in my attic, in the garage, just in some stuff that I hadn't unpacked yet. So yeah, that was it right there. Pretty cool stuff. And you can see like on the blue on it, I'm not sure how well you can see that or not. It's got like the texture, like the texture there of the Spider-Man, his tights and everything. Anyway, like I said, just some nerdy stuff I wanted to show you guys, man. Got a bunch of collectible stuff, but Yes, Avengers Endgame. There are a lot of things, man. Kind of crazy, you know. A lot of these videos we're talking about, we were gonna be getting a trailer not so soon, and here comes Thursday morning, man. I about bit my stritches, man. On that morning, I woke up out of bed and sitting there, got on YouTube, and I was scrolling through, and there was nothing else. And then I refreshed my subscription page because I was just on my phone. I was like, and it just popped up. I was like, what, dude, man, oh, that trailer is phenomenal. And you know what? It doesn't give us anything. It didn't give us anything. It gave us absolutely nothing in that trailer. And there's a whole bunch of things I've still got to sift through in this trailer because like I said, I point things out that other people aren't checking out. Now, I did see Josh over at the Den of Nerds. Was it Josh who was doing it? No, no. His video breakdown was good too. But he actually made mention of uh the in the Ant-Man scene in the movie where he's all small. You seen like the little headphone jack on there. You seen like the pen and the pencils. He's all the water splashing around. There's some things going on, and I've got to go reinvestigate some things because think I don't know. I may have a theory because like I said, I've dug through a lot of these videos and stuff, and there are things that people aren't talking about. And there's one thing that I definitely mentioned that I mentioned in the past regarding Scott Lang. Okay, we seen in the trailer where Scott Lang, it looks like he's outside of his ex wife. I can't remember her name from the movie, but his daughter Cassie, you know, his her mother. Um, he's there at his ex's house. It looks like that's the one in the background. It could be either. I could be wrong. I'll have to go back, and that's one of the things I have to go back and look at. But he's there and he's looking at that sign at that telephone pole, and it's got all those missing persons posters on it. Now the thing is we see him looking at that, but we don't know that he's actually looking at missing persons posters. Okay, the one thing I haven't heard anybody mentioning yet about this trailer is about any fake or misleading things going on in this trailer. I just haven't heard anybody mentioning it. Why not? So odd. Nobody's talking about that. Okay. I think there are still things in this trailer that are very misleading and they're doing a good job of covering their tracks. And that's what I'm saying. I think this telephone pole is probably one of them. There may not even be a telephone pole in there. Maybe he was pulling up and maybe just got out of the back out of the quantum realm and he was like, oh, he showed up to the house. He's like, whoa, what the hell? Now the thing is okay, we can see that it looks like he's there alone. We don't see him with anybody else. And in case you've watched any of my other videos, part of my theory is that the ant in the end credit scene from Ant-Man and the Wasp is who saves Scott from the quantum realm. And the reason I believe that is because at the very end in that last scene, the ant is playing the same drum beat as Scott Lang was earlier in the movie. And you have to remember that ant was programmed to mimic Scott Lang's movements to do what he done. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that the ant was still going through the motions of acting out what Scott Lang does. And that would lead him to go to the to the parking garage. And that's just a hunch. That's just a hunch. I don't know. I could totally be wrong here, but maybe there's also maybe there's other ants there that can help because he can still communicate with the outside world because they had all their radios and everything. So there's that. I don't know. It's just one small thing. We did notice also in the trailer, Natasha and Clint are there on. They're there on the no, it's not the Malone, on the Benatar. When we seen him with his hand on his shoulder, the one thing I didn't notice many people talking about was he did have on that I don't know, that little band on his hand that we seen in like other shots, whether that's a quantum band or whatever that may be. We see that he had one on his wrist right there in that shot um, as well as everybody always likes to take a look and examine their hair. And the other thing I noticed about that shot was, and that's what I'm saying. I just don't know about that shot. It looks a little bit misleading too, because if you look in the background on that same shot, there seems to be like mirrors back behind like Natasha and Clint where they're standing. or not mirrors, but windows in the ship that they're on, which I'm I'm dead sure it's the Benatar. And I could tell you that just from the interior, just other interior shots of the Benatar that we get in Avengers Infinity War. You don't get them in Guardians of the Galaxy movies because that's when they had the Milano. Okay, they had the Milano in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. So there's a shot inside the Benatar, but you see the windows back there, and it looks like the same background as that other shot that we got where the Quinjet was coming in, and it looked like it was like in New York City, possibly, where they're coming. You see that them coming over that bridge, and we see all the buildings in the background, and the lights and everything. It looks to be that same. It looks like it's that same landscape behind it. So I'm wondering if that landscape isn't fake or possibly faked, and they just managed to render it into both of those shots. I don't know. Or maybe they just rendered it into that one shot. And maybe that's where they really are when they're on the Quinjet in the later shots. Just a couple of things. Just tossing these couple of things out there for you. Like I said, I've had a busy week, and it's gonna be even busier. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've got to point out to you guys on the Avengers Endgame trailer. Um, what else was there? What else was there? Just right off the top of my head, there was I'm not sure if you all seen in the trailer in that shot where you see Nebula all furious, and she's got the batons, and they extend out, and she's attacking, and she's all pissed off. I'm not sure if you noticed on her jacket, and I'm not sure if that's actually somebody's jacket, or maybe she just took this thing and repurposed it. But you see that she's got the little pin on for, was it the Ravagers or whatever, that faction of Ravagers, that the little pin that Baby Groot had in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that he was carrying around. It looked like the little flame and everything, kind of. She had that on her shoulder, on the little jacket thing that she was wearing there. I just thought that was a little. I thought that was a little odd. Just something I picked up. Then we also seen, a lot. Obviously, a lot of people are speculating that some of the shots there with Ant-Man and Captain America in the scene and Nebula there, they look like they're all in the same place, and people are kind of guesstimating where it's at. And I've got a pretty good idea where it's at, and I've got some things I'm gonna reveal for you to show you that I think I do know where that's at. Now the other thing is, like I said, people aren't talking about any of the like the fake or misleading scenes in this trailer neither, and there definitely are some. Like, did you see those shots when all the Avengers were walking in those quantum suits? Quantum suits. I'm gonna put it in quotes because I still don't know if they're quantum suits or not. They could be, and they could possibly be, because they look like they're kind of integrated tech from what Scott Lang has the Ant-Man armor made of. But at the same time, you see that Scott Lang is wearing one of those suits too. So I it just makes me wonder if he's gonna be shrinking in in that suit when he's got that suit on, because we seen in the trailer he was shrunk down and he wasn't in it. But who knows? I mean, like I said, we really don't know at this point. Are they quantum realm suits? Are they space suits? My inclination is to guess that they're space suits. Okay, and there's a couple of reasons why. I'm not sure if you read the Avengers Infinity, or not the Avengers Infinity Gauntlet. I'm not sure if you ever read the Infinity Gauntlet comic book, but if you did, you see there's like basically that floating fortress in space where Thanos has his throne and all that stuff, and basically all the Avengers and all the heroes go to attack Thanos there, right? And he jacks a bunch of them up too, man. He hands their ass to him. He really does. And anyway, they all go to attack him in space, and I can't remember how it worked. If it was Doctor Strange that set a spell for him, or if it was Adam Warlock that allowed them to go into space and be able to breathe. Okay, while they were up there, and man, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and read that myself. But I'm guessing maybe these suits are supposed to be basically serve the same form and functionality of that, and maybe they're going to fight Thanos in space, because we seen in like the first Avengers movie, when we see him in there, he's got that floating throne. he's got that floating throne there where he's just kind of like where he's just floating there, where he's there with the other, and they've got all the, I mean, it's not. It doesn't even look like a planet. It looks like they're just floating rocks in space from like an exploded planet or something. But you see, he's got his throne there, and it makes me wonder. I mean, it really does make me wonder. I mean, can Thanos breathe and live in space then? I mean, it looks like it. Or do those little things have an atmosphere? Or where they were at, did it have an atmosphere? Was that a planet? Was it just like a little like pocket dimension or realm or something? Like, I don't know. Kind of odd, right? But that just seeing that in that movie, and then we know Thanos was back at his farm, but how do we know that he stayed there? But maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe he's back. Maybe he went back to the throne or something. And who knows? You know, he's got that. What was it on the Dark Aster or whatever? He's got that big old throne and everything in there too. So I mean, maybe they go there to attack him. And you know, if they're out in space, they need suits, and these suits would have like jetpacks and all that stuff to help them breathe in space and help them move around. Like I said, look at the tech that Tony Stark put into those Spider-Man outfits, okay, into the Iron Spider outfit. And I'm telling you, if you go back and watch Avengers Infinity War, Tony Stark has suits made for everybody. Friday, unlock 17A. Boop, it shoots to a little screen that shows a bunch of little capsules. One of them lights up. And then it immediately shows the cannon shooting out the suit to Spider-Man. I'm telling you, this isn't it's nothing crazy. I mean, this is real stuff here that I'm talking about. It's really going on here. So I think quite possibly Tony Stark already had the suits made, and if they're made of like nanobots and everything, just like his Iron Man suit is, which I don't know that they are, and I'll tell you why in a minute. If they're made of the same nanobots, really, I mean, all you got to do is like Tony basically thinks of what he wants them to turn into, and that's what they do, right? So all he would really have to do if he had some sort of new tech to integrate it, all he would really have to do is like just have it form into whatever function he needed it. So, I mean that's just what I'm thinking. But then there's also the those suits. Man, did you see those suits? I mean, they look okay, they look cool, but they look kind of cheap. I mean, they look like um I don't know, almost like like the little shin guards or whatever you get buy like for soccer players or for bicycling and stuff like that. Like it's got that just kind of that thin layer of like, man, I don't know, like Deadpool. Remember Deadpool's suit? You know how the shoulders are on it and everything on the black leather parts. How it looks like I don't know. It kind of looks like it looks like leathery, but it kind of almost looks like a rubber synthetic. It looks like that, and and that's cool. If it was cheap for him to make, that's cool. Whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I, hopefully the brush goes up. But also in that scene, I mean, doesn't Tony Stark? He doesn't look right in that scene when they're all walking together. He just doesn't. I don't know. A lot of people haven't called out fake things yet, but I'm wondering if that's one of those fake things in there. What else was there in that trailer? Again, all those black and red scenes. I think I think there's something to these scenes. The reason why they're showing us these certain scenes, and I think we're gonna find out why. And oh man, I've got to look into those ones again because in my last one I was noticing the significant times. They were all kind of significant times in those characters' lives when they dusted away, like when it showed them significant times in those characters' lives of characters that dusted away. Okay, there, that's what I'm trying to say. So, and you notice in this trailer, we kind of got the same characters in their shots. So I don't believe this is a coincidence. I do not believe it's a coincidence. Um, God, I think that's all I really have for today. The like I said, be on the lookout for my my breakdown, my trailer breakdown on that. Like I said, I'm not trying to cover the same things that everybody else is covering. Anybody can pick out that stuff, you know, if you're just like an avid fan or your average fan. I'm talking about the little tiny minute details. Those are the things that I want to cover. And because like I said, there's 100 other channels that you could probably go out there to point out most of the easy things to point out in these trailers. And like I said, that's not what I'm here for. So if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, or anything that you've seen that you haven't seen anybody talk about, leave a comment down in the comments section. I will make sure to give you credit for any of those things down in my comments. You know, when if I make a video and put that in there. Now, as I said, if you want to get entered into the giveaway, or Matt Stockholm, make sure you get a hold of me in my about section here on the page, so I can get you this issue mailed out to you. You did win this issue for saying what your favorite current comic book was and what was on your pull list last week. And then for this issue, for Hawkman issue number 10, the question to get entered into the giveaway for this one is, what is the name of the aircraft that Carol Danvers is flying with Dr. Lawson when they crash in the Captain Marvel movie? It is mentioned in the movie briefly. What is the name of the ship that the name of the aircraft or ship, the name of the aircraft that Carol Danvers is flying when she crashes when she's with Dr. Wendy Lawson in the Captain Marvel movie? Leave the answer down in the comments below, and we will pick a winner for that next week. And you know, don't feel bad looking up on the internet if you don't know, or just give a guess. Give a guess. It's probably something I wouldn't have guessed if I hadn't heard it in the movie. Also, down in the links are descriptions for our links for the Mountain Man Nut and Fruit Company. The Mountain Man Nut and Fruit Company are the purveyors of fine nuts, dried fruits, chocolates, and candies. You can go to the website and browse from hundreds of items and have them delivered straight to your door. And in the summer months, you can have icebox put into your chocolate if you order that and you don't want it to melt. Also, down in the description are links for Vigilantes for Children, where you can follow them on their social media sites, or even go to their online store where you can buy shirts, hats, decals, just to show your support for their cause. Also, don't forget, I am doing a giveaway as soon as we hit 200 subscribers. As soon as we hit 200 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway for a digital copy of Warner Brothers Aquaman. So, make sure you share this video with a friend and invite them to come subscribe, watch the videos, and leave some comments down in the comment section, because to get entered into the giveaway for the digital copy of Warner Brothers Aquaman, you do have to leave a comment down in the comments section of any of the videos from when I announced the last winner until we hit 200 subscribers. So, like I said, we'll get to 200 subscribers, and I can do this giveaway, the faster and more friends that you invite to come hang out with us here on 2nd Street. Have a great day.